Carolyn Gray, host of the Looking and Feeling Your Best at Any Age channel. You guys have been with me through my full morning so far. If you look at some of the previous videos, I did my normal workout on the treadmill, 76 minutes of cardio, 20 minutes of floor work, which includes stretching, and then I took my shower. So I even brought you guys to the table with my skincare routine for the morning, which is why you're seeing me with absolutely no makeup. And I still have yet to get upstairs to brush my teeth. Fortunately, my husband, hasn't been in my face yet. But anyway, what was I gonna say? So then I also showed you guys the internal regimen, like with the vitamin supplements. I showed you my favorite breakfast in all the world that I eat at least 99% of my life, and it's very yummy as well as healthy. So I'm hoping that you guys check that out in case you're looking for something to have in the morning. And also, for those of you who didn't pick up on it, one of my biggest routines is drinking a lot of water. I've already had 12 ounces of apple cider vinegar with water. And, well, not 12 ounces of apple cider vinegar, but 12 ounces of water with apple cider vinegar, 12 ounces of water with lemon water, and then this is my second water mug. And so, so what I'm getting ready to do now, I've already eaten my breakfast. As I did my devotion, I didn't want to make the video about my devotion until after I had actually done it, because I thought that would be kind of rude to God, and I don't want to be rude to Him. So anyway, now I'm sitting here after the devotional. I'm finishing up my cup of nice cocoa, which I love to enjoy towards the tail end of the devotion. And for anybody who wants to enjoy the same cocoa that I'm enjoying, grab you some Swiss Miss Indulgent Collection Dark Chocolate Sensation from your local grocery store. And I wish I could say that they were paying me to give that spot, but they did not. It's just delicious. You can add some Maxwell Light, which is decaf with caffeinated coffee, like fill it up to halfway. Mix it, add some water the rest of the way, put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and it's a great complement to your devotional. And also, cocoa is actually very healthy or relatively healthy, because supposedly it has nitric oxide, I think, which relaxes your blood vessels, which can help to maybe reduce your blood pressure. Not sure, not a doctor, as you know, but that's what I like to believe, so you might want to check it out. So anyway, a lot of times when people are asking me what is my secret to looking relatively young. As you know, I'm 51, and I don't think I look as young as some of the people say on my good days, but I do think that the Lord has blessed me and I'm doing very well for myself. But like when I mentioned, the not drinking water, taking care of my skin, exercising, all that good stuff, that's easy to explain when people ask you, but the anchor or the most important component is harder to explain without people thinking that I'm trying to convert them, to preach to them or whatever. When I talk about my faith, I'm a Christian, a follower of Jesus Christ. If you're watching this video and you are not, don't feel that I'm trying to, convert you or dissuade you from doing whatever you currently do. I'm just telling you what I do to look and feel my best at any age, and it involves a daily devotional, which I've been doing for I think almost 2 years. I've been praying for years, looking for a way to formalize my devotion, and I think when my oldest son left, maybe for a second year to go back to school, I kept crying, and then my youngest son went off to school. So that was the first time, right when I reached 50, that or right before 50, when both kids were out of the house, and I started to cry. And then next thing I watched the movie War Room, and the lady was journaling. And so that led me to start journaling my prayers. And it's funny, at 50 that I finally start journaling when I had never done that before in my life. So what I do 5 mornings a week after I work out, I do like a 2-page letter to God, because the Lord has been really, really good to me and brought me a mighty long way. And one of the reasons I attribute a faith in God and a devotion to looking and feeling my best at any age is because you have to have history with something. You have to believe in something. And when I was that young girl growing up in the projects of Augusta, Georgia, wanting to go to college, even though I had, a broken home, a father who didn't take care of me, family members that said that we couldn't afford for me to go to college and that I should just drop out of school and go home, I had to turn to God during those instances, and He never failed me, and He allowed me to go to college, get my degree from Clemson University. I was a chunky little kid, and I wanted to be a slim adult with gorgeous clothes because I used to wear my mom's clothes, and suffered major embarrassment as a result. And so the same God that was there during those times is the same God that's here, now in the midst of mortgages and cars having like an engine light on or a seatbelt light on, and you're trying to figure out, what you're going to do. You got kids in college, and, they're calling needing money all the time. The same God that helped then is the same God that helps now, and it keeps me from going crazy or polishing off a bottle of wine at the end of the day. And that was one of the things I mentioned earlier, that I don't drink, but a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people that I see that drink excessively or like maybe smoke, marijuana, or turn to other substances, a lot of times it's based on anxiety and not knowing how to cope or to deal. Not all the time. Some people, actually enjoy it, and I'm not knocking that or judging it. I'm just saying that instead of turning to other things, for security, for answers or help, I turn to God. And so that has been a major component. Like, even when I'm trying to figure out what my next job is going to be, what my new career is going to be, because I hate, IT or whatever, when I'm trying to figure out, like I said, when the engine light is on and, you need to buy another car, but it's not the opportune time. You have family members that are, elderly, and you're trying to figure out a solution for how to solve their problems as well as your own problems. It's very scary, and if you're not careful and if you don't have an anchor to hold on to, then all of a sudden you could be up late nights and not being able to sleep. I sleep like a baby, and that's one of the reasons why there are not excessive lines on my forehead, because I have to turn this over at the end of the day to the one who can actually solve the problems. In fact, when I fly, I fall asleep most of the time, and people are like, how can you fall asleep? Some of the people who are anxious about flying, and I'm like, because if something happens, there's nothing I can do anyway, so I may as well go to sleep and let the Lord, who can handle whatever problems that may arise, let Him be on the job, and I'll take my rest and not worry about it. And that kind of attitude, when I start to overload and start to shut down, is what helps me to look and feel my best, where I'm not terrified, scared, anxious. And the majority of times, if you see me, I'll have a smile on my face. It doesn't mean that everything in my life is perfect, but what it does mean is that I've turned over, my worries and cast my cares onto the one who can actually solve the problems for me. So that's what I encourage you to do as well. And like I said, so I spend, like a full page thanking Him, asking Him to bless other people, asking Him to help me with certain situations. And then I encourage you to find a good devotional if you don't have one already. Someone gave me Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young. Absolutely awesome devotion. And today's reading, believe it or not, starts off with trust me and don't be afraid, for I'm your strength and song. And I go through the devotional portion for the day, and I underline sections that are meaningful to me, that talks about, one, like, however fear can block the flow of my strength into you. Instead of trying to fight your fears, concentrate on trusting me. And, it says, when you relate to me in confident trust, there's no limit to how much I can strengthen you. That's just incredible. I mean, that's applicable to my life today. That's going to change the entire course of my day. And so what I do is I pull from that, and then, I fill out some of the key points on this side of the page as well. And this is a wonderful journal. Gotta go. I've been talking too long. You can find journals like these at Ross, Marshalls, or TJ Maxx. And then I just pull out some scriptures that, I may have read on the treadmill, and put those in there. And then I'm ready to start my day and keep calm and pray on. Hopefully you can employ that in your life as well as you look and feel better at any age. Sorry about the timer, but I tend to talk too long. Guys, have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye.